Why? What on earth did I do that made it start recording? I don't think I held my hand up, did I? I thought I just flipped my book open. Now it recognizes book flipping is starting. Okay. So, I legit did not realize that it had been close to 2 months since the last time I posted a video. Apologies about that. Oh, hold on. Okay, yes, I think that looks slightly better with the lighting. Got natural light going on in here, but it's very blue light because it's still that time of year. And it's kind of cloudy outside right now, so it's like there's no actual proper sunshine. Okay, so it's been close to 2 months since I last posted a video. So, why? Well, I don't know. This is how an ADHD brain works. I just get like, this is what I'm focused on in life, and then this is what I'm focused on, and then this is what I'm focused on, and I completely lose track of time. Like, legit, time blindness is real. Some people don't think it is. Those people are obviously neurotypical people. For neurodivergent people, time blindness is a real thing. It's not something we do on purpose. Anyway, so time blindness is a real thing. I didn't realize it had been 2 months, almost getting close to 2 months since the last time I posted anything. Time of year it is. January is a big blur for me, and February tends to kind of be too, because it's just the weather. The weather this winter has been so flippin' weird. It's just one of the weirdest winters that we've had in a long time, where it's like nowhere near as cold as usual, but then it's like my brother said today, like, how many times can it snow and completely vanish within one winter? Like, you open the door, oh, there's snow on the ground, you close the door, you open the door, an hour later, there's snow on the ground, you close the door, you open the door, an hour later, what, there's snow again. Like, oh, weird winter. And then I had a whole, like, I went away to visit somebody, and it was an awesome visit, totally awesome visit, but it was also, like, I get back, and I felt really good, and then all of a sudden, a few days after I get back, I was like, whoomp! I felt, like, horribly heavy and unmotivated to do anything, and it was like the weight of the universe pressing down on me, and it was terrible, and I'm like, what the crap is going on? Did I eat or drink something? I don't get it. But there was a cold snap that landed on us. And it was a very damp cold snap, I think. And it was like, I think it was mainly the weather, because once the weather snapped out of the cold snap, I felt better again. So I'm like, my body's automatic response to like anything is to be tired, apparently. Like, a friend of mine and I have talked before about our levels of pain, and like everybody has different levels of pain and different levels of whatnot, and they all think it's like so normal, and then you realize that somebody else's normal of pain is here where yours is here, and it's just, that's what their normal is, and that's what your normal is, and you don't realize it unless you actually specifically talk about it. There's so many things in life that you don't realize unless you actually specifically talk about them. And like for me, yes, I have pain, but a lot of my pain is more like a sharp, like it's suddenly there. Like I have a lot of pain in here right now. It's driving me nuts. They keep claiming that all the problem is here and that's radiating out, but I'm like, really? Is the sharp pain that keeps grabbing me right here really from this? I don't know, but unless there's a third thing happening in this shoulder right now that they didn't catch because it's over here, I guess it is all related. I wish it would go away because it's really irritating when I'm perfectly fine and then all of a sudden, but I'm supposed to be doing physio right now, and I'm not very good at keeping up with stuff. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, there's like sharp pain that randomly grabs me, but more often than not, like it's like my body just goes numb and shuts down into sleepy mode, where I'm just tired and just don't move and just want to go to bed and sleep, and I'm like, everything just shuts down. And that's my response to like everything that goes wrong. The weather changes, I eat the wrong thing, I'm stressed mentally, I'm stressed physically, like it doesn't matter what it is, I just shut down. I'm too tired. So, that's the way it seems to go. And then so like it makes it hard to film videos when I'm like tired, and like there's some videos that I really want to get into. I don't know if this picture is from one of the things I wanted to get into, and this is from one of the things I want to get into. And I'm excited to talk about them because, like, rarities of rarities. They're actual dramas that were super well done. This one right here is darn near a masterpiece, and I never say that about dramas. But I want to be able to, like, enjoy talking about them, and if I'm tired and I'm like, I'm not really, I have to work myself up into a mood, I guess. So, what else has been going on? I mean, I went to a secondhand store the other day. Well, a few weeks ago already, I think it is. I don't have the date on this thing. And I got this, and I'm kind of halfway as regretting that I got it because I didn't realize until I was at the till that it cost as much as it did. And it actually made me mad that it cost as much as it did. I went and looked it up online because I was curious. And yes, they knocked off some dollars, but they didn't knock off nearly as many as they should have, in my opinion. It's a flippin' second-hand bookstore. And this is not even a nice copy. Okay, and yet it costs like $40. I'm like, that. Especially because it's Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's a court book, right? And if you've seen my videos before, I do not like court dramas. I seriously do not like court dramas because I hate politics. And all the manipulation and all the lies and all the ignoring elephants in the room and all the whatever that always happens in court dramas. I'm like, ugh. But here I went and spent $40 on this thing that, okay, it's a Chinese classic. They call it one of the 4 Chinese classics or something like that. So I'm like interested, but I haven't really started it yet. I read about this much one page and I was like, already, because we'll see. Different type of writing. Translated, originally Chinese, so it's translated into English, and I'm like, these sentences, man, I tell you, like, empires wax and wane, states cleave asunder and coalesce. When the ruler of Chao weakened, 7 contending principalities sprang up, warring one with another till they settled down as Sin, T-S'-I-N, and when its destiny had been fulfilled, arose Chu, C-H'-U, and Han to contend for the mastery, and Han was the victor. Okay, so this is going to take a bit to get my mind into the language of this book. I really want to be reading more, though. I used to read a lot when I was younger, and then I stopped reading as much because I got more into the dramas. And reading and watching stuff are 2 completely different worlds. It takes a whole different kind of mind exercise to read a book and to grasp the book, the language of it, the flow of it, to create things in your brain while you're doing it. It's a whole different, like, it's a skill set. It is. It's like a whole different way of using your brain. And I legit think, even if people are not readers, I legit think it would benefit you a lot if you read for even just like 5-10 minutes a day, like fiction of some kind. Like, just find stories where it's just like 1-page story and read those. Like, if they're well written, it would benefit you. It really would, because it's a whole different kind of brain exercise, and it's like, I think it's very, very healthy for your brain to be able to read well-written fiction. Then the other day, too, we were like going around in bookstores, and I picked up this book that has the potential, like many aspects of it, or the potential to be a really, like, story that I absolutely love. An invalid for most of her life, Alice James is quite used to people underestimating her. For one thing, I love the name Alice. No bias here because of my own book, Alice Blue. And she generally doesn't mind, but this time she is not about to let things alone. Yes, her brother Henry may be a famous author, and her brother William is a rising star in the new field of psychology. Brothers. Siblings. I love it when there's, like, siblings in stories, especially when it involves brothers. And yes, I am well aware of the fact that's because I lost my older brother, and he was my best friend in life. So, like, siblings in a story, like, especially blood-related siblings, for some reason, like, this one here, it's Eternal Brotherhood. It's supposed to be 3 brothers, but it turned, like, they're not actually biological brothers, they're sworn brothers. Long topic why, I'm not entirely sure why. Like, I have a couple of best friends that I consider my sisters. Like, they're so close to me, they're my sisters, especially the one that has been my best friend for, like, well over 20 years. But at the same time, there's still, I don't know, it's slightly different when you're actually biologically related to someone and you literally, I mean, I guess it's because, like, literally growing up with them and stuff. And, like, this one, for instance, I don't know when they actually met, but they were probably already in their teenage years. It's just, okay, this is supposed to be, like, a snippet quick one, so, but, like, you know, especially brothers. Like, if there's two sisters in the story, I already love that. But when it's a sister and a brother, or when it's brothers, that's even more so. But anyway, but when they all find themselves quite unusually involved in the chase for a most vile new murderer, one who goes by the chilling name of Jack the Ripper, Alice is certain of two things. No one could be more suited to gather evidence about the nature of the killer than her brothers, but if anyone is going to correctly examine the evidence and solve the case, it will have to be up to her. I don't know if they weren't her brothers that a very arrogant, correctly examine the evidence is only her. Be like, oh, that could go extremely sour, extremely fast, but the whole ridiculously over-the-top idiocy of what feminism is these days. But, like, the fact that it's a mystery, the fact that there's crime involved, so it's like a murder mystery, the fact there's siblings involved, the fact that it's, like, back in old London time rather than, like, current day. I like stories that are back there, as long as they're well written. If you try to take the values of today and claim that that's what they believed back then, you can't do that, okay? If it's supposed to be historical, please put me in the mindset of what it was like back then, because social studies. So that has the potential of being really interesting, but I haven't started it yet either, because, like, you know, I'm watching how many dramas right now? But then, yeah, when I went and visited the people I went and visited, they really, really liked this show. So they got me hooked enough that when I got back, I couldn't help it. I went and bought this. So I'm watching that right now, because all of a sudden I got the urge again to start crocheting again. And I'm randomly all of a sudden doing that, like as if I need another blanket. How many blankets have I already crocheted? But the funny thing is, I'm actually using them. I actually have been using my crocheting, which is funny. And then I've been playing Final Fantasy XII. I tried playing Final Fantasy XII before, and I got so irritated because I've never felt like more of a pauper than I did playing FF12, because it is so flippin' hard to get money in that game. But this time around, I figured out the secret. You have to steal from everybody. Get all of your characters to learn steal, and steal from literally everybody before you kill them. Because that is the only way you get money. Because you almost never get money from the monsters themselves. Like, the only way to get money in that game is to sell the items that you get from the monsters, and most of the monsters don't drop stuff. So you have to steal from everybody. And then, yeah, balancing getting the licenses for it, to use it, and figure out which items when you buy them will actually help you. Because the first time around I'd buy something and then realize it will not help me the way I thought it would. And or, like, you know, I don't have a license for that, it's going to take forever before I can get a license. Or you get a license and then you don't need that license. So there's a balance. But I think I've actually figured it out this time. So, because I'm not doing half bad in it. I am currently, what is it? I just finished in the Gilmore? The something or other jungle. That does not look like a jungle to me. It looks much more like an abandoned railroad. Underground tunnel, mine, railroad thing. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like a jungle in the slightest. It looks completely man-made. I don't know why they call it a jungle. Anyway, the Giza Plain is amazing. I was shocked when, like, I went in there in the dry season, and then they're saying that there's a wet season, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I come in there in the wet season, I'm like, what the? They completely changed it, totally changed it, where now it's raining, and there's, like, water everywhere, and everything is green and yellow and whatnot, instead of being, wow, I did not expect that transformation. It is legit so cool. So, what else is there? What have I been, yeah, so I want to do a completely separate video on most of the dramas that I've been watching, but, like, I've been dropping so many dramas lately, and I've been disappointed in so many dramas lately. It's really sad. But right now, like, the ones that I finished, and I don't know how many of them I'd actually do a video on, and how many of them I should do, like, a short, condense them all, but there was, like, Who Rules the World is, oddly, it takes me a minute or two, and I'm like, wait, I even watched that drama? What was that drama again? What What was it even about? Never mind, what is my opinion on it? It's weird. Why is my brain doing that? That's really weird. Like, what on earth was I doing that was distracting me while I was watching that one? I've got so many notes in here from it. My, note thingy. I actually have a lot of notes from that one, and I did enjoy it, and it actually surprised me when it came to the main girl, even though I was mad about some stuff, and it was like so close but not quite there, and I never ended up hating her. I actually liked her more than I typically like girls. I don't know, my brain is doing weird things with that one. I don't get it. Then there's dramatic self-help strategy, which was actually rather cute. Surprisingly cute, but at the same time, like, that ending was so annoying. That was not enough. That was such an irritating ending. And then there was the perfect deal that was like, ouch, like, seriously, ouch, oh my gosh. And I know it's like partially because it's Yu Sung Ho, who's like very special to me. He's been like a favorite for a long time, and it's a long story. It's a whole other video, but like so the fact that it was him made it even more impactful. And then there was the House of Ninjas, which I could do a whole different thing on, and I was furious at the mother and the grandmother and the girls like going back to the flipping feminism and the hypocrisy of it, and but there was aspects of that one, that's this one right here, House of Ninja, where it was like, oh, and I sincerely hope there's a second season. For the love of sanity, leave me hanging. And then there's Detective Chinatown 2, which was darn near perfection, masterpiece, and I have to do something completely separate for that one to explain why. And then there was White Cat Legend, which was an extreme letdown. It was doing pretty good up to a certain point, and then there was one of the most powerful scenes ever. That is like perfect, the way they did that scene. And then it all just flopped because, okay, I'd have to do something separate on that one. And then there's Eternal Brotherhood, which, again, I was not expecting it to stop in the middle of everything. But I need to do a separate one on that one, too, because as much as came out so far, I absolutely love it. There's only a couple things that I was like, I hate that one guy. There was way too much time on him. He drove me insane. So, what was it? Yeah, I still at some point wanted, there it is, A Journey to Love. I still at some point wanted to sit to do something on that one, but I had to let it rest for a while because it had me so worked up, and now it's almost been resting for too long, and I'd have to go back and like rewatch and reinvestigate, because that one, and here comes my furnace on again. I think furnace is so loud on these videos, I apologize for that. I wanted to do a thing on that because it was like so well done up to a certain point, and then the last 10 or 11 episodes of it is a completely different drama, and I really want to do a video on explaining what I mean by that, because like as an author discussing stories and what you're doing and writing it and all that stuff, yeah, I wanted to do something on that, but the amount of work it's going to take. Why is it so much harder to do a proper video on like what's really good and why I love it and all that than it is to complain about stuff? Why? It takes so much more work to explain what was really good. And then there's the ones I'm currently watching. There's Garo, Heir of the Steel Armour, which has been really big letdown because it's 12 episodes total. It only airs on Fridays and you only get like 20 minutes. Thanks, Japanese people, but the Japanese tend to release like, 1 or 2 in a week. It's been a long time since I've watched them as they came out. At least this one, they only air 1 a week and you get only about 20 minutes of new content, if even that much. And then there's the Korean, who tend to release like 2 episodes in a week, and they're like an hour to 70 minutes each episode, but it's only 2 a week, and they're like, and then there's the Chinese that tend to release like 2 every single day until you get up to a certain point, and then all of a sudden it's 2 every like 4 days, maybe a week, and then all of a sudden they just randomly drop it for like a week and don't release anything, and you're like, would you stop changing your release dates? So, or even like a couple of weeks, and it's like, you only have 10 episodes left, but you please give me these episodes, and I need to finish this bloody story. Garo, I am disappointed in, because it really should have been a movie. There was like upwards of 4 characters that were not necessary at all. They were literally not necessary. They were so useless, and there was like so much time spent on stuff, and the main character, like everything, it's like it just keeps repeating itself. The same thing has happened like 3-4 times over again in this thing. It should have been a movie. There was nowhere near enough content to make a full, even only 12 episodes that are only 20 minutes each. It was too much. There's not enough for it. It should have been a movie, not a drama. It's a very big disappointment. And then on top of that, like, I don't know whether it was the subtitles or the original language that used I forget the words they used, but the all-powerful and the all-knowing words. Supposedly she's that. When she turns, I'm like, let's go through this fight. That wasn't all-knowing. That wasn't all-powerful. That wasn't all-powerful. That wasn't all-knowing. That wasn't all-knowing. That wasn't all-powerful. She's not all-powerful, and she is not all-knowing. It is just stupid on top of completely misunderstanding what those terms mean, to use those terms to describe her, because she is not in the slightest bit either one of those. It's rather pathetic and stupid that they used those words. And I don't know whether it was the original Japanese that used those words, or whether it was the subtitle people that have no clue what those words mean and therefore use them in the subtitles. Like, that was just pathetic. And then another one that I'm in the middle of is Burning Flames, and yeah, I talk about how easy it is to rant and rave and hate stuff versus explaining the stuff that I love. I cannot stand that girl. If I have to hear Argo one more time, I already said I'm going to scream, and then I had to scream to keep my word because she said it again. I am so sick of her. She's perfectly fine. Day-to-day life over there. Day-to-day life. She might be really good, and she has her strengths over there, and it's fine, but she is in the wrong story, in the wrong setting. It's too much. This is a quick whatever, but I absolutely hate that character. She's destroying every scene she is in. She is destroying everything. Like, every time she's on screen, she wrecks it. Every single battle, every single anything, if she is there. Argo, Argo, Argo. Freaking shut up, somebody, please. I've watched 18 episodes of it. And then there's the one that I'm in the middle of called Alchemy of Souls, Season 1. I'm almost done 6 episodes of that one, and so far, it is awesome. But we'll have to see if it continues to be awesome, because the Koreans are the worst for this. Okay, at least when the Chinese get into super religious whatever, they stay within their actual Buddhist, actual Taoist, actual whatever religion that they're saying this is. I don't know a ton about those religions, but I know enough to be like, okay, you are staying within the bounds of what this religion says. The Koreans, my pictures on my background here change a lot. If you ever want to know what these pictures are and why they're on my background, feel free to ask, because some of them, it's specifically for the character that is in that picture, specifically because that's why they're on my wall, and other ones it's because of the drama as a whole that it's on my wall. There's various different reasons why these things are on my wall, but there's one picture that's missing because I cannot promote it in any way, shape, or form, because I started out watching it, and it's called My Demon, so I knew right off the bat that I was not going to agree with this religiously. But when they described what they call a demon, I'm like, okay, this is not in the slightest bit what Christians believe that a demon is. This is some completely different religion, completely different definition, so maybe I will be okay with this. But here's the problem. Koreans are getting really, 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 really bad at this. They are doing it more and more blatantly, and it is driving me insane. They are taking literally any religion they want, pulling out whatever aspects they feel like pulling out, and going smooshing it together into some muddy, blobby mess all over the floor, and throwing it in your face. I got so far in my demon, and then I had to drop it like something that just like poisoned me, and had to go detoxify from it. It was so thoroughly disgusting what they did with that old homeless woman and who they claimed that was supposed to be and the way they presented it and oh my gosh, what they claimed she was and how they claimed, oh my gosh. Oh, it was horrifying. That was downright horrifying what they were doing, what they were claiming, what they were saying. That was horrifying on so many levels. I dropped that thing and had to take that picture off my wall. That is not funny what they are doing. That is not funny in the slightest. When they cram it all together and claim that this is what this is, just take any religion you want, any aspect of anything you want, just mush it all together into this horribly disgusting, poisonous mess and present that like something to be proud of. Oh, that's upsetting. So that's why I didn't watch any more of that one and why it's not on my wall anymore. So, that's, yeah, life itself, like some of the books that I want to be reading, and there's like a ton of non-fiction books that I want to be reading, as always, a ton of non-fiction, but these are the first, like, fiction ones I've been wanting to read in quite a while. So if I do read them and they're any good, I guess I'll have to give you some kind of update on that. And I've been watching the Avengers while crocheting. As you can see, I got so far, and then I'm like, okay, I don't feel like crocheting at the moment. It's like, I feel like doing it because I want to keep my fingers busy while I'm doing something else, and then it turns into all about the actual, what I'm doing, the project that I'm working on, and then that becomes the actual focus. And then it's like, okay, that's not, my goal is not to be finishing another blanket, my goal is to be doing that as a passive whatever while I'm doing something else. It is not supposed to be the focus, but it always turns into the focus. It's just how it goes. I was focusing really good and keeping up really well with my Chinese practice, and then I kind of dropped the ball. I haven't done that in forever. That kind of when I went away on my trip. I took the book with me, but of course I figured I wouldn't do any of it while I was there, and I didn't. Basically no time to myself, which was fine. I went there specifically to visit the people that I went there to visit and to help out with what was going on there, and it was awesome. But of course that's personal life, so I don't want to get too specific. I don't want to specify who it was and whatnot, or where they are. But it was awesome. That's the first time I've been away from home in quite a while, that far away from home. But, okay, so that is kind of the update-ish. Like, it's hard to talk about real life because it's like the only things I'm really doing are the repetitious whatever. It's the same thing all the time. It just somehow makes time fly. And there's like not really anything, but at the same time there is. But any of the stuff that there is happening, like I've said in multiple videos before, it's hard to talk about that because I can't really tell you what goes on at work because that's privacy involving a whole lot of other people, myself and a lot of other people that I don't want to put out there on the worldwide public web. So, if there's any of those dramas you specifically want me to talk about sooner rather than later, leave a comment and let me know, and I will. And I will be doing a video on these two. I don't know if I'd ever do one on that one. This is Burning Flames. This comes from Burning Flames, which I'm watching right now. Oh my gosh, that story. Oh my gosh. Specifically, this picture, it's specifically because of those characters and the story that is behind that picture right there. That is the only reason that picture's on my wall. Not to promote Burning Flames in the slightest bit, because right now I am really mad at Burning Flames, and I have been mad at Burning Flames since about episode 4, even though I'm done 18 episodes now. So, this picture is not to promote Burning Flames. It is specifically because of the impact of that story, those two characters, and that specific picture. And that's it. These two, it's for the drama itself. This one, it's a mixed bag. So, if you want me to talk about any of those, let me know. But this is the kind of overall general ramble video update to let you know kind of what's been going on and why I haven't been here. Oops. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with my channel, even though it's so... I might have to put myself up a note or something somewhere. I've thought of that before, where I really should put up a note to remind myself to upload at least one video at least once a month, if not 2 a month. Like, come on. Bye.